Welcome to the podcast, big show, Swan.
Huge show. Jonathan Brown out again today, but that means more pang power for you. We do a phoner.
Yes.
Unbelievably intriguing.
Oh, my God.
Titus O'Reily pops in.
What else, Pang?
The
What else?
great Dr.
James Haberfield.
Yes.
He was in, and we met him in the flesh for the first time. All those times, just listening to him, asking him questions on the phone. You heard his voice, but to see the voice, those come out of a real man.
So cute.
Also, our receptionist quit and she came in and told us a wild story that happened to her at the front desk.
Yes, indeed. And we also talked midlife crises.
Enjoy.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning. It's Thursday already, and
What?
your ears do not deceive you. The dulcet tones of Sam Pang are joining you from 6 a.m.
Good morning, Melbourne.
A hat trick of
What?
6 a.m.s?
3 in a row.
It's a hat trick. It's a lot.
It's a 3 in a row. September. Yes.
Yes, it is, friend.
So hopefully someone in sales is listening. Mark that one down.
Can I
Let's move on. Come on.
What would that promotion look like? I'm
Yeah,
just
good question.
let's just say that we put all the bells and whistles behind it, and we do 3 in a row September. Is that that's the snappy name?
Yeah.
What does it entail apart from you being here at 6 a.m. 3 times in a row?
I'm out on Punt Road in nude in a barrel.
Like that.
Okay, I'm writing this down.
Holding-
nude in a barrel.
In one of those barrels.
Yes.
And I'm holding up a sign that says 3 in a row. And then I've got Nova Boy in one hand with a gun to his head.
Yes.
Wow.
There you go. Anyway, just spitballing some things, some blue skying.
You're welcome, sales. You are welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
You are welcome.
Take the day off.
Andy
Sales.
K's calling me already from promotions, trying to source a barrel.
I can get used to this one. I can get used to it. 6 till 9's very good hours.
Yeah,
So-
sure.
You'll be so sorry you said that. Of all the things you've said in your career, you'll be the sorriest you've ever said.
I just like to hang out with you
I
guys.
can get used to starting at 6 a.m.
Yeah, you've said it and we've got it forever, that audio. So.
Yeah. So suck it, Pang.
Sorry for loving Melbourne.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
How good is exploring our amazing backyard again?
And ticking off all Aussie big things. Pineapples, bananas, melons.
That's making me hungry.
Head to whatif.com and start planning your big Aussie adventure.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Excited about
It being 6:09 a block.
Yeah,
yeah. Who's not?
I am.
I am. Full disclosure, I am. Are you excited about a pending midlife crisis? Because we are all eventually in the hitting zone.
You guys
And-
especially.
Yes, us especially. And I feel like I had one.
Yeah?
I feel like I had one.
Oh.
But I didn't do the normal stuff. And I saw this thing on Instagram. Don't be boring with your midlife crisis and buy a sports car. Thumbs down.
Okay.
As tempting as that is. Like yesterday, Melissa Leong was like, I'm hiring a convertible to drive to Andy Allen's wedding. And I thought, classic
Kill me
midlife
now.
crisis. Classic midlife crisis, the convertible, because of what it represents, freedom and danger and risk.
It's
right?
cruel that by the time you can afford a convertible, you look like a sad person.
Correct. You look like Hugh Hefner.
I get what you're saying. I was not accused, but my friends seemed to point out that I had my midlife crisis earlier in my 20s, where I was searching and didn't quite know what was going on, and I did it then.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did it manifest? Because it says here,
Really?
don't buy a sports car.
Yeah.
Go hard. Learn magic. Lisa Falcon. Lisa Falcon. And they're not talking about the great Ford Falcon.
No.
At least
They're
a
talking
bird.
about a bird. Yeah. Start a cult.
Oh.
Are people worried about you? Sure. But are they also a little curious? Yeah, man. Sign them up for the cult. You got to make those Falcon payments.
Are they concerned for you? Yes. Or are they more concerned about giant talons from the falcon?
Ripping your face off.
No. The talons will never rip your face off because the Falcon's got a special bespoke little hat.
Ah, yes.
Those cute little hats that the Falcons wear
Yeah, that's-
to make sure they don't kill you.
And they're all called Mordecai for some reason.
All of them, every single one. And you just put your arm up and Mordecai knows how to fly on there, even though he can't see.
Heel Mordecai.
I think a midlife crisis is actually a great thing.
Don't embrace it.
Embrace it. I reckon my mum had one. In hindsight, my mum had one in her 40s where she left my dad and started nightclubs. And she started suddenly wearing very fancy, expensive clothes.
How long they last?
Well, hopefully it's like I feel like your life is a symphony in two parts, up until the midlife crisis and after. And hopefully you can keep that kind of cult falcon leasing magic alive.
Hey, full disclosure, Pang knows magic with cards.
I know.
Well, that's more sleight of hand.
And when did you learn the sleight of hand? In your 20s, in the middle of this?
I took an interest.
Correction.
I'm not saying I, wanted to grow up to be a magician.
Yeah.
But you did.
I had a wand, whatever. The
Did you have a hat? A top hat?
yeah,
A stage name?
before I was arrested. No, it's but no, the magic is not necessarily what Swanee's talking about in terms of a midlife crisis. I don't think. Look, we're deciding to learn magic.
I
is
think
it?
you'll find it's called sleight of hand.
The sleight of hand. I'm a trickster. 13-24-10. Has someone around you or you reinvented the midlife crisis? We don't want to hear about, I bought a convertible and then I sold it. I don't want to know regret. I want positive stories of falconry leasing.
Oh, yes.
Of weird stuff that you've done that or someone you know has done and you've gone, hang on a minute. This is a new take on the midlife crisis. I'm
Yes.
basically writing a list.
13-24-10, we've got a bunch of prizes called Right Now.
Dude,
Jesus,
my
what's
God.
happening?
it's an opportunity to drive a tractor, according to Brennan.
What was that,
from
Brennan?
Caulfield. That was a tractor for sure.
Yeah, family friend. It was quite a rebirth of sorts. Apparently, family friend. He quit his job. He had a good, high-paying job. He quit his job. He sold everything he had. He ended up going overseas, and he ended up coming back about 3 weeks later. He met a girl over there. She took all his money, took everything he had, and he's come back to square one. So he's reborn back to nothing.
Brennan,
I think that was,
Brennan, do you think your tiger needs feeding?
I think the tiger already ate him.
What's that noise, Brennan? This is what. What's that noise, Brennan?
That's just a truck in the background. I'm actually getting ready to go to work.
Sounds like a T-Rex, brother.
It does.
That's breathing.
It sounds like something sort of foamy and smoky that lives under the stairs.
Hey, Brendan, thank you for your call. And whoa,
Okay.
it's unsettling.
It is, isn't it?
We're gonna go, man.
That's a sad story that, he was...
Lasted a week.
It lasted a week and he lost everything.
Well,
He would have had such great plans. Imagine his jaunty demeanour as he boarded that plane for his new life.
whistling onto the plane as he walked.
Going, I've got no ties, nothing. And then coming home a week later with nothing in his pocket.
absolutely.
Yes.
So he would have been better off leasing a Falcon.
What do you reckon that? When you say the truck was getting warmed up, what do you mean? What does that mean?
Brendan, do you have to warm up? What age is the truck?
No, it's a tipper truck. So I'm actually getting ready to go to work.
Right on, man.
It's just the air's got to build up in the truck. So it's pretty noisy.
Cool. Yeah.
Hey, you want some wine? You want some wine? Flash wine?
I don't mind the wine. That'd be nice.
6 bottles of Zonzo Estate, friend.
Put it in your truck, I reckon. Just get it going.
Adam from Paran, come on. Tell us about your midlife crisis of your friend.
Yeah, my friend decided his midlife crisis would be a new him, a new identity. He was really upset with how his life was and what he was wearing. So
new look, new me. That's absolutely, fact.
Yeah, unfortunately, he must have hired the worst personal dresser / shopper in Melbourne, because he started walking around in all these clothes that kind of made him look like a bit of a pimp.
Oh, my God. Was there, purple fur involved, Adam?
Oh, there was hats and there was jackets, and they even convinced him to buy, this really gaudy necklace, even to the point we were walking down the boulevard in St Kilda once. 2 coppers walked past us, and one of them pulled him aside and said, "Excuse me, can I talk to you for a second?" And we all thought it was the funniest thing ever that he was going to get thrown in jail for looking like a pimp.
Oh, my God.
Cancel that necklace.
Did he...
I'm not going to need that.
Adam, did he eventually give all the stuff to Vinnie's and move back into his old identity?
Yeah, well, we convinced him that he's probably got more like looking normal by going to Kmart or Big W than actually walking around designer stores looking like the way he did.
Oh, bless.
I don't know what he ever did with the clothes, but we all wanted to put his jackets on a bonfire in the countryside.
A cleansing. So the common theme, Swanee, with it just seems to be, you have a little muck around with either a personal shopper or a fashion, or
Yes.
or you go overseas and it lasts. You end up in the same spot.
You do.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of fashion, a $200 voucher to Harris Scarf, friend.
Oh, my God. Harris Scarf is the best.
Harris Scarf is a great joint. Discover the spring collection with Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
You love that, Adam. All right, Nick, come on. What did your uncle do to tell everybody that he was in the middle of a midlife crisis?
Well, he was happily married for 16 years and he unfortunately got divorced and he lost a lot of weight, got himself together. And then one time I was going through Facebook and I saw this video that he put up and he put up this rap song and started the song was kind of fat shaming his ex-wife and stuff like that.
What?
Pretty bad. And then he did do the normal. He bought a convertible Stingray. It was pretty bad. And then
I like this guy.
How long ago was this, and what phase is he in now?
It was about 3 years ago. And then, funny enough, after all that drama, he became a Buddhist monk. So
Wow,
he's really just gone along with it.
Nick.
I love that.
Nick.
I would love to become a monk or a nun. I'd love that.
Well, you can if you want.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like a sister act.
Man, you don't.
I'm already celibate.
You can do a Whoopi Goldberg at any time if you want.
I kind of see the Buddhist monk as being in a cult in a way.
Good point, Nick. Very good point.
One of the
Nick.
biggest cults.
Nick, we got to go, but a couple more questions. How old was this dude when he released the rap song, roughly?
He was 43.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a bit past his use-by date.
Can you do everything in your power to find this song for us and we'll revisit it another day?
I will try. I'll try.
I reckon you'll succeed, Nick. You just will.
Yeah, Nick, we believe in you. And you're off to see Bodies, 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 the horror comedy, only in cinemas September 15. Hey, don't move.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Bang in early. Is this sense of the day or just...
No. Look, it's almost 7 o'clock, so I'll just keep this short, 20. But technology, I think I battle away. I think I fight the good fight.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm all over it, but I'm absolutely,
Absolutely, it's part of your life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So when I know I'm an Uber or a taxi man, whatever it is.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The other day it just flashed up whether the Uber people at Uber just kind of sent me a text message giving me my rating.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, that sounds like that could be like an
Like a warning?
act of
Felt like a threat.
an act of violence for some people.
So it's out of 5.
Yeah.
And they told me that I've rated 4.81.
4.8.
So that's pretty good, isn't it?
Hey, that's all right.
Sam, what is going on? Because I am also a 4.81.
Oh, okay.
We
you
are the
just checked.
same person.
Please,
We are not.
Please read my rating as well.
What did
Your
you get,
rating,
Dean?
Dean, is 4.81.
That doesn't. Jack, what's yours? Can you check or not? Because I don't.
13, 24,
if
10.
if everyone's just is the same 4.81.
No, mine's lower. 4.59.
Oh, that is so low,
It's
Jackie.
really bad.
That's like you
Do you know what that'll be? That'll be your drunk.
defecated in the.
Yeah,
That'll be that's his drunk sass mouth.
Absolutely.
He gets so sassy
Yeah.
and superior when he's very drunk.
And it's 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Drive, bitch.
You can't call a driver bitch, Jackie.
Money.
I'm being friendly.
The curiosity for me was how I got that rating. Like I said, this seems quite high. I'm not a bad passenger. Obviously, on the way there to wherever I'm going is usually 5. I'm a 5.
Yeah.
So the only reason I think about it, I must have lost 0.19 is on the way home. But in saying that, I had a look at my last 6 Uber rides home.
Yeah, what were they?
Well, they've been. I'm not going to lie. They've been quite early next morning, and I'm pretty sure that if there was 6 of them, all 6 I was asleep. Right. So
Well, they can't rate you down for that.
I think this is where I may have lost it. There's at least 2 of them where I woke up at the end and asked them, "Are you a taxi or an Uber?" You mean because I go, well, do I have to pay? I understand when it's an Uber, you just get out.
Yes.
But I woke up startled, and it's like, okay, and I was like, I look at it, and I go, "Are you a taxi?"
Yeah. Do I have to do a transaction now, or am I free to leave? That is a great question.
Both times the guy's gone, "It's an Uber, get out."
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Just past 7 o'clock and doing his usual hours, it's the great Sam Pang.
Yeah.
Good morning again, Melbourne.
Good morning to you, Samuel. What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be at Front Bar tonight, so usually they...
What do they put on for you? Is it good food?
A serving of comedy.
With a side of hijinks.
and horseplay for dessert. Yeah, no, it's a normal takeaway fare, Christine.
Is it nice?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, good.
It's good enough. Why? What do you?
I don't know. I'm thinking homemade pizza night.
Right on, Swanee.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it.
Hey, Jackie just made a good point. Speaking of Front Bar, if you want to go tonight, and trust me, tonight's going to be big because I have a feeling that...
Give us a rundown, Pang.
Lee Matthews and Neil Baum.
Come on.
What?
That's a pretty good show. I'm a bit excited.
You're excited. I'm horsing.
Mate, I understand. Also, that's a lot of big dick energy for one studio. You know what I'm saying?
It's Baum dick energy. That's what I'm saying.
BDE. Bum.
So that's good. I think it's on at 8:30 a block tonight.
Yep, correct.
On Channel 7 though. It's going to be good.
Just after 8:30 a block, isn't it? Usually, just a touch.
8:30 tonight. 8:32.
13 24 10 if you want to go. You'll be front row. Pang will come and say hello.
He'll kiss you on your mouth.
Wow.
Is what he'll do. It's guaranteed.
Mouth kiss.
Yay.
Next, Pang's phoner is back and Titus is coming up.
No, it's not though.
Oh, shit.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Let's speak to the Lucky Ducks who are going to be live in the Front Bar audience tonight. Caleb.
Hey, how you going?
Good, oh, Jesus. Caleb, you coming to Front Bar tonight, mate?
Yeah, Pangy, just a quick question. Just got to double check the schedule. Was it on at 8:30 a block?
It actually is, Caleb.
Caleb, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, someone will be in touch about what time, like the show's on at 8:30 a block. You may have to get there slightly earlier, like 6:30 a block or 7 a block. I'm not sure, mate, but yeah, it's on.
Beautiful.
I mean, I'll see you tonight, Caleb?
Caleb, what time did you get up this morning by chance?
6 a block.
Why does it make you laugh?
Why is it so funny?
Jessica, good morning.
You're going to speak to Jess. Hi, Jess.
Hi, Sam. How are you?
Jess, you're off to Front Bar tonight if you want to go.
That'd be great. I've got to see you there 8:30 a block.
I love it.
This is unbelievable.
It's 8:30 a block.
I can't wait to see it, Jess. Make yourself
I'll see you
known.
then.
It's going to be a big show.
It is a big show.
Don't miss it.
Should not. Hey, listen, so it feels like we haven't covered much relevant news. So
Sense
I've got some.
The day?
Yeah, if you want a sense of the day, I'll give you a sense of
No, we don't have time.
Okay, cool.
No.
Time now for a sense of the day.
It's the word day.
This segment,
Really?
of course, also known as some sins you never stop paying for. But listen, Swanee, Wayne Carey is doubling.
Good. I'm glad we're talking about
All
Wayne Carey.
Wayne Carey is doubling down.
Yeah.
Lawyers for Wayne Carey will investigate a possible disability discrimination claim against Perth Crown Casino.
Now, I think it's a reputable law firm.
Morris Blackburn lawyers released a statement on Wednesday saying that Carey had employed them to investigate a possible disability discrimination claim.
So what's that? A disability? So he's saying that the fact that he had the anti-inflammatories, he should be allowed to have that for a condition.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't be kicked out because of his condition/disability.
Mr. Carey has prescribed anti-inflammatories and pain-killing medicine to help manage the significant pain caused by debilitating football injuries. And Mr. Carey is distressed that the casino's actions have led to media attention to wrongly assume that the bag contained an illegal drug. So he has indicated he would welcome a police investigation, which, of course, he's got a lot of experience at police investigations, so he'd be very comfortable, I would have thought. But that's listen, it's in the hands of the lawyers, Sonny.
Hey, he's being persecuted. You can't.
I mean, what do we make of this?
He's dying on this hill.
If it is true that it is anti-inflammatory, this is a great way to cast doubt, because I'm now thinking, why would you take it to a lawyer if it wasn't? Having said that bag is long gone.
Correct. Like,
there's that bag has gone.
Well,
so you could test whatever you wanted, but it doesn't exist anymore.
I'm no expert, but if you're coming out of the toilet, you usually get rid of the bag pretty quick.
Yeah.
Dean, you were involved in a football. What was yesterday? What did you do yesterday?
Oh, we had like 200 clients, and we did a footy clinic. Fitzy and I, big Fitz.
How are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm absolutely cooked. I had 200 marking contests in the goal square with clients. Swan.
Are you okay?
No.
Do you need some crunched up anti-inflammatories?
I'm just going to go to the Dunnies. I'll come back with a pep in my step.
Swanee.
Well,
What?
don't have them on an empty stomach is all I'm
a good
saying.
point.
Make sure you're at Crown.
Do you have a
eating
note?
delicious food.
I'll find a note.
Swanee, what about this? You talk, you're a football, but sometimes it's like doing a show with Caro. Ross Lyon has ruled himself out of applying for Essendon's vacant coaching job, admitting there's no vibe at the club.
That's harsh.
Well, there was no vibe for him at the club.
Can I tell you, that is one of the most terrible things you can say about anyone or anything. No vibe.
No
vibe.
He's saying, do you want to go through the process? And he contacted the football manager, Josh Marnie, and just saying, there's no real desire to go through the process. There's no vibe there for me.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh, it's pretty.
That's harsh.
Hey, Apple has launched the new iPhone 14, Apple Watch 8, and AirPods Pro 2. They're the big three.
Here we go.
I've never had AirPods. Are they really great?
You lose them, Swanee.
Yeah, see, I would lose them. 100%.
Okay, here's one for you, Swanee. iPhone 14. How much?
Okay, great question. $989.
Higher.
The iPhone 14, it's the recommended $1,500.
$1,400 to $1,900. They'll be available from next week. So I'm going to line up at an Apple store.
Do you remember when mobile phones came out, how expensive they were and the bills that you would get? I just got a bill for $2,000. That's reasonable.
And you pay for ringtones that were advertised in the TV guide?
You would pay for every text message according to how long it was, how many
20
characters.
20 cents a text.
Yeah.
It's been revealed, Swanee, that outgoing AFL chief Gillan McLaughlin, after securing the new TV rights, early on Tuesday morning, to celebrate, this is at 5 a.m, they kind of finalised the deal. He threw a bit of a hissy fit because it's late Monday morning, sorry. And he wanted to...
Tastes like summer barbecue with fruit punch and some hot guitar playing backpacker is making eyes at you. Yeah, that's the one. Brick Lane One Love Pale Ale. Find them at bricklanebrewing.com and good bottle shops. Over 18s only. Enjoy responsibly. Mwah!
Monday night and then finalised it into the early morning. And about 4:30 in the morning was like, we've had enough of this. A bit of a hissy fit was thrown and everyone got to agree with, we wanted something to eat. And I was hungry and grumpy. I said, I need a souvlaki.
Yeah, correct. He should have gone to Stalactites. They never close, isn't that right? Or Hollywood Palace on the top of Bridge Road. That's always open.
No.
Is it still there?
So there you go. After agreeing to the AFL TV rights deal, he immediately craved a souvlaki.
Fair enough.
I don't know if you remember this, but Michael Flatley from Lord of the Dance famously needed, as soon as he was finished, came off stage, he needed to make love.
Did he?
Yeah. That is true.
Is that like Mari with the front bar?
It's very similar, though. Mari, as soon as the show's over, Mari makes love to a souvlaki. It's very... it's weird. I'm not going to lie.
Is there someone in charge of that, making sure the souvlaki's unwrapped and ready for Mari?
Right temperature is important.
All I'd say is, no, there'd be danger money involved there because he attacks that like your dog Murphy with a Kong. I don't know what just happened there, but anyway. What about this? Hey, Nick Kyrgios bundled out. He was bundled out of the US Open. The story seems to be that there was a YouTube star, Jai Dion. I'm going with that. He was during the match, he was getting a haircut. In the front row.
What is wrong with people? First, there was that allegedly drunk woman who'd had 7,000 drinks.
700. She's suing.
Yeah, she's suing.
What? Did this guy have an electric razor?
YouTube star Jai Dion was sitting in the front row during the Kyrgios, match, and it was shown getting a haircut as spectators looked on with a mixture of shock and bemusement. He's a social media prankster, and then he was removed by security. But he was getting a haircut in the front row.
That's pretty funny.
Finally, I'll just leave this one here. Mum saves son with her bare hands from attacking tiger.
Fair enough, too.
Mum's extraordinary bravery has saved the life of her 15-month-old son, wrestled him free with her bare hands after he was attacked by a tiger.
How was he attacked by a tiger? What's going on here?
Both mother and son survived. The brutal attack was just on Sunday in a village in India. And now both they survived and are now believed to be recovering in hospital. I would have liked a bit more definitive than we believe there. Wouldn't you? Don't follow that bit up.
We think they're all right.
Gut feel they're fine.
And how's the tiger though?
Well,
he's flat.
He is a bit flat, as in he's a rug.
Yes, I thought so, yeah.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
If you were not exactly where you are now, which, by the way, is the perfect job and place for you, you may give Shoji Morimoto a run for his money. He's the Japanese man who gets paid to do nothing.
Oh, yes.
That's right. 38 years old, lives in Tokyo. He charges 10,000 yen per booking, which is about $70, $100.
I can't wait to hear what this booking is, Swanee.
Yeah, to accompany clients and simply exist as a companion. Here are some jobs that he's done. I know, it's amazing.
I've been in relationships like that.
One, haven't we all?
Just existing.
One person has hired him 270 times. It's like Airtasker, but he doesn't do anything. His job has taken him to a park with a person who wanted to play on a seesaw.
Wow.
You're really Dino's thinking.
Hold on, he is doing something there, though, Swan, isn't he? I was going to say, what's the benefit of what he's whatever
It feels like
he's
he's
doing?
being a friend. It feels like he is a friend.
Or an accessory, like a handbag.
Yeah. He also beamed and waved through a train window at a complete stranger who just wanted someone to send them off.
Oh, that's so sad, but also cool.
It's so cool. Doing nothing, though, doesn't mean that Morimoto will do just anything. He has turned down offers to move a fridge. Because everybody knows that as a friend, the worst phone call you ever get is, I'm moving. Can you help me? And he's also refused to go to Cambodia.
Okay. Jeez, well, you got to have a line, I suppose, somewhere. The Morimoto is... So you know, if he gets comes over to move a fridge, that is doing something.
Yeah,
is that why he knocked it back? He really wants to just do nothing.
Well, I mean, look, I'm with you. The definition of doing nothing is in question here because I think he's a hired friend, a companion. Yeah, last week he sat opposite Aruna Chida, who's a 27-year-old data analyst, and she was nervous about wearing a sari. So she hired him to sit with her and have a conversation in case people made fun of her in a sari.
See, that's nothing. He's just sitting there.
Yeah, but he's providing comfort and support. I like that. This is beautiful. I can't make fun of this guy.
I'm taking this home because I do worry about what's going to happen to my eldest son. And I feel like if this is a job...
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
It's time to get classy.
Titus O'Reily.
Hot.
He talks about football. Mostly on Twitter.
280 characters.
And on this show as well.
Fresh news today, Titus. Wayne Carey has engaged Morris Blackburn lawyers.
Has Wayne Carey done something?
Yeah.
Stop it.
So, as you know, he was found with anti-inflammatories crushed up in a bag.
Well, Chrissie, can I just stop you there? Because you've got a note in your voice, I think, that you don't believe it was crushed amphetamines. And you've got it, I was
crushed
driving...
anti-inflam.
Hey. Okay, yeah, what was it? Crush something? Crush. I've been having... I'm on the crush.
Yeah.
Anti-inflammatories.
I was driving through Victoria Street, Richmond, just then, on the way here.
Yeah.
And I saw some people in an alleyway injecting something in their arms. I don't assume it's heroin. I assumed they're enjoying Nurofen. You know, you can't just make these broad assumptions about people. And we all know Crown Casino is for laundering drug money, not taking drugs.
Listen, the thing is this, reading these headlines this morning, I thought, oh, maybe it is anti-inflammatories. If you're going to come out and try and prove it, maybe, he's got to be in his bonnet and it's been unfair.
Well, the thing is, we'll never know, right? We'll never know. And
why?
Because the police weren't called. So they told him, a bag of white powder falls out. Crown assume what it is and they boot him out.
Crown's cracked security, sort of.
Yeah, they were like, hey, you didn't buy that here. So
it's like going to the movies. You can only consume food at the candy bar.
I said earlier in the week, Titus, that if I'd discovered the joys of crushed anti-inflammatories.
Yeah.
It would have saved me a lot of money in my 20s.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I didn't know that
look,
was even a thing.
Most of the people that think they're taking cocaine are taking that. That's the funniest bit about this, right? Like, it probably was. But the police weren't called, so they'll never know. I do like...
And the bag has long gone.
Well, you know, so you wouldn't know what... So it's even hard for him to prove it. Like, in fairness to him on the other side, if he wanted to prove his innocence, it's hard for him to do it now,
Yes.
right? Like, if he is innocent and what he's saying is true, it would have been better for him if the cops had come, tested it and gone...
It's Voltaren.
It's fine. I don't know what you're all banging on about. But so none of that's going to happen.
No, it's a cold case now.
It is.
No,
There's
gone.
going to be a podcast about it in 20 years that will...
It's up for the court of public opinion.
It is. But the thing about it is with Wayne Carey, this is... Of all the things he's done, so this has got him booted from Channel 7.
Yes.
Of all the things he's done, this is the least he's done. This is like when Al Capone went down for tax evasion.
Yes, exactly.
He's been stood down pending the investigation. He hasn't been sacked yet, has he?
No, he's been stood down, pending.
Yeah.
Pending, you know, because we need to know. And
the Channel 7 investigation. What investigation? By Channel 7 or the police? Because the Channel 7 one will be done by the cash cow. That's how.
The cash cow is on it. You think the cash cow known second? The cash cow is like Perot.
He knows.
He might be the key witness. I can just see him in the dock with his hoof on a Bible.
Yeah.
But so the thing about it is, it's who knows what's going to happen. But this is, I always say people are harsh to Wayne Carey, but I say let he who hasn't tried to headbutt his way out of the back of a police car while handcuffed cast the first stone. That's what I've always.
You've always said that.
I've always said it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. As long as I've known you. By the way, I just want to point out the obvious. That is a hell of a T-shirt, by the way. Who's not wearing that T-shirt?
What's the T-shirt?
That exact quote.
That phrase.
Because he was
bright, tropical, refreshing. That's Brick Lane One Love Pale Ale. Perfect for all occasions. It's the one for all. Get yours at bricklanebrewing.com and good bottle shops everywhere. Over 18s only. Enjoy responsibly.
I just think I'm tired of hearing Wayne Carey trying to justify something that is logically and clearly what happened with an alternative story. I mean, on SAS, he was like, I did not smash a glass of wine in her face. I brushed her lip with it. No, mate.
Well,
just because you used to kick footy well doesn't mean that people are going to believe your bullshit lines. If it quacks like a duck, pardon the pun.
Oh!
Walks like a duck.
And walks like a duck. It's a duck. I don't believe that.
But in
was
fairness, about the glass
anti-inflammatories.
one with his ex-girlfriend, he said he slipped. And I thought, well, that's fair enough. Poor clumsy Wayne. How did he ever play football?
How did he? And also, I mean, it's very easy to slip when you're sitting down at a table at a restaurant.
We've all done it, right? We've all done it. I did like that he came out and said, you know, it's the court case is going to be under disability claims. Everyone who's disabled's come in and gone.
Yeah,
please do not join us on this. Like any other celebrity, they'd be like, yeah, good on you. But with Wayne, it's like, no
Titus,
thanks.
I want to see a televised court hearing. You telling me people won't tune in to that?
I would, but it would be the biggest hate watch since Married at First Sight.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, Carey should have been like. The thing with Carey is if he got his life together, I'd be all for it. But it's whether, you know, but it's whether then you get the benefit of having this high-profile job. I'm not saying he should, you know, like, it's a terrible look, like when he sat there for White Ribbon Night. On the coverage, you know, that's where it looks bad. So this latest thing, whether it's proven that it was cocaine or it was what he says, to me, this case is irrelevant. It's so past the point where Carey should have not been on television.
Agreed. And we're getting so used to being lied to.
I hear what you're saying. It's a bit of a witch hunt. I hear what you're saying.
I just think when are white men going to stop being the punching bag?
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Titus O'Reily with just a rant that will echo through this city before that song.
Off air?
Wayne Carey is coming for you.
Exactly. Ross Lyon, though, there's some news for you. Ross Lyon has ruled out applying for Essendon's vacant coaching job, admitting there was no vibe at the club.
I love that. I love that the vibe is the reason.
He revealed
There's no vibe.
He revealed he'd spoken with the Bombers general manager of football, Josh Marnie, on Monday before declaring he had no desire to go through the process of applying for the coaching gig and that there wasn't a vibe there for him.
See, Ross's new job is just to be in the talking about going to different clubs every year. There's always this talk of so-and-so has to go out and get... I think Collingwood were in the talk last year. They didn't approach him, but it was all like...
Carlton
were.
definitely were.
It's all talked about, like, and he strings it along while pretending he's like, oh, look, I guess I'd consider it.
But he's not, is he?
Well,
I think
sometimes they don't ask him. So it's a bit like me going... Look, I guess I'd consider dating Scarlett Johansson, I suppose, if she approached me. That's what he's sort of like.
Gone with Scarlett Johansson. Interesting.
Well, you know what I mean? And people are going, no.
I thought you would have gone with someone slightly like a...
What, age appropriate? She's about my age.
Sure, mate.
How old is
Really?
she? I don't know how old she is.
If she's the same age as you, you've lived very different lives.
This is not.
We know that, but I looked this bad when I was 20. Like, come on. But I'm Benjamin Button. I looked worse when I looked older when I was 20.
Your looks are finally catching up to your age.
Or
your age is finally catching up to
when I was about
She's
14.
She's born in 1984. She's nearly 40.
Yeah. So when I was...
This is not a Leonardo DiCaprio situation.
No, God no. Yeah. Well, the whole point is it's ridiculous, right?
Back to Essendon, no vibe. It makes them sound like
No
a sad birthday party where no one's rocked up to.
Yeah, what is Ross Lyon, a nightclub influencer?
You have... that's a good point.
I just didn't get the vibe out of the joint.
It's just not vibing it.
I just want to play the Brownie role. If he was here, he would say, it feels as though, from what I gather, that Ross Lyon doesn't want to go through the process. You know, like the...
I think they asked him as a
yours.
courtesy, right? Like, this is the thing. I don't think they wanted Ross Lyon. I think they knew if they weren't seen to be thorough in their, their process and approach anyone who was, so if they just said, we're not approaching Ross Lyon, people go, what? But if you go through and say, well, we approached him, he went through the process.
Or didn't. Or he said no
in this
straight
case,
away.
he helped them by going, no. And they went, oh, great. It's like when you invite someone to a party because you feel like you have to, and they go, oh, I got something on. You're like, oh, that is so upsetting.
You're never going to let me...
That is very disappointing that you're busy.
You're never going to forget that, do you? I did want you to come. I genuinely wanted you to come.
Do you know what? It's like Tony Jones not being invited to the Brownlow, so then he said, oh, it's a terrible event, and that's a bit like with you, and you said, you rang me out of nowhere. It was unprompted to tell me I just wasn't invited to your birthday. It wasn't I didn't get invited. You rang and said,
yeah, look,
I'm just letting you know in case you hear about my party, you're not invited. And I said, well, it's a terrible event anyway.
I wouldn't want to go.
I wouldn't want to go.
What has Ross Lyon been doing with his life since he left Freo? Has he had a job?
Just wandering along country lanes, kicking stones, looking wistfully into the distance.
He's on Triple M.
Learning how to play the harmonica.
He's on Triple M. He's on Channel 9 on...
Postcards?
He's on Postcards.
I'm sorry, but Postcards is a great show.
No, but with Ross Lyon on it, he's Mr. Grumpy.
He would elevate it, that's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. I would absolutely watch a story of Ross Lyon visiting country bakeries, finding the best vanilla slice.
Oh, you know what I'd love?
100%.
He goes, I spent 2 nights here at the so-and-so B&B and have to say I didn't vibe it.
Yeah, there's no vibe here. Here, there is no vibe.
Hi, it's Ross Lyon. Yeah, welcome to Postcards. I'm here in Heathcote.
Yeah.
And the bakery behind me has apparently the best meat pies in the Southern Hemisphere. Follow me.
Follow me. Let's see if that's true.
That's nice from you.
Sam, that's your audition tape. We really know that your career's on the slide when I see you on Postcards.
Titus!
See, I think the opposite. I would love that job, just driving around, eating vanilla slices.
I reckon it's yours if you want it.
You don't need a job to do that, though.
That's true. I am actually doing that on Saturday. Yes.
The D's, they're going to go the long way now. How are you feeling, your boys?
Well, I noticed Brownie didn't want to show up and confront me as our teams take on each other, but I think they'll do all right this week.
What are you doing, Tips? We're doing Tips, are we?
Hey, I was answering a direct question.
Correct.
I'm not a politician. I'll answer. You ask, I'll answer.
Are you going there?
I am going,
People can come up and say hello?
Through the glass.
Yeah. You'll heavy breathe on the glass.
I will wave back, I
and
guess.
draw a love heart.
Or a little smiley face.
Yeah, that's nice.
So,
Hi.
Just to clarify too, so it's Melbourne versus Brisbane tomorrow night.
Friday night, yep.
And then Collingwood versus Fremantle on
Saturday night,
Saturday night.
7:25.
Wow.
I'm going to both. Can't wait. This is the best time of year, Melbourne. I got up this morning and it wasn't cold. Amazing.
I know that feeling when you open the back door and you're like, oh my God, I'm not going to die.
Yeah. Well, I always send one of the servants out first to find out what the weather is.
Plug your podcast.
Sports Bazaar. This week we did Dennis Rodman and Kim Jong-un.
Fantastic.
And next week we have a doping story.
Ah.
Interesting.
Yeah, where, I can't say the words on air.
And an ex-player got caught with some
Well, no, I
anti-inflammatories
think I
in a
can
Ziploc
say
bag?
it. It was called it was from the mid-20th century. It was called the monkey testicle doping scandal.
Yes!
We are in.
Wherever you
How
get
does
your
that compare to
podcasts.
monkeypox?
I think that's how it started.
Wherever you get your podcast, it's called Sports Bazaar. Morris Blackburn are calling up. I think they want to have a word to you
How
regarding
intriguing.
Wayne.
And Wayne's outside. Great.
Good luck tomorrow night, Titus.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your rainy old Thursday. I was so optimistic yesterday. The smell of cherry blossoms in the air. It was warm.
Yeah.
Got to 21. And not a drop of rain. Today it's a bit rainy.
You had us buying sunscreen yesterday. You
I
lost
know,
your mind.
I know. I had lost my mind. Some would argue I lost my mind a while ago. It is going to be 19 degrees. So we've got a huge hour ahead, like a massive hour.
Wow. James Haberfield, like yonks ago, for years, we'd get this vet on weekly.
Yeah.
And this serious man, we'd mention two animals, and he'd tell us in great detail who would win in a fight.
Who would win in a fight between, say, an iguana and a Komodo dragon?
Komodo all day.
There's a big announcement about Dr. James Haberfield and his star on the
Massive.
rise.
And he's coming in live in the studio. That's going to be really, really
We've never
fun.
met him.
I cannot wait. Also, if you haven't heard Dino's horoscopes, I mean, he's gifted. He's more gifted than Mystic Chrissie even.
Absolutely. But
that's going to be on before the end of the show, but next.
But just quickly, someone leaves Nova today who's been at reception for like a decade, right? Ash Clark.
Is it her last day?
It's her last day, and the things that
Really? Not even finishing the week?
no, she's out.
Yep.
It's her going away drinks tonight. Karaoke after should be big.
Fantastic.
But-
Thank you and farewell, Ash.
Thanks, Ash.
Ash, we love you. You've put up with a lot of bullshit at reception, let me tell you. This one time, this guy brought in a present for me, and it was in like a military container. It looked like a bomb.
Oh, my God.
She had to deal with that.
She'd have some stories.
Mate, psychos
Oh,
have come in, and she's at the front line.
We should have got her today to open the floodgates on the strangest things she's ever had to do.
It's a shame. She says the little pass doesn't swipe anymore. She's already out.
She's gone.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
He's not always there when you call, but he is here right now for a phone topic that will blow your mind.
Hey you, do you want a waterbed? Hey you, do you want a club lock? Call now, 302410 for Sam Payne's phone.
You know, I saw a club lock in the wild a couple of weeks ago. I took a photo of it.
Did you?
I could not believe my eyes. They're still around.
What was the science behind the club lock?
It locked your steering wheel.
But
So
why can't
even
you
if-
just use that to steer, the club lock?
Because it was jammed up against the window, so
Yeah.
you couldn't steer.
So you could only move it maybe like 15 degrees. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, so smart. This is Pang's Phoner. This is where we get to talk about such important issues as, do you have a club lock? Do you own a waterbed?
I don't want to be like negative and say it's under duress, but there's a lot of
This was a request.
there's a lot of heavy lifting for me. But to take some calls.
Yeah,
not something I love, but
Being a genius is, no one ever said it was easy.
Yes, it's such great topics as do you own a waterbed and do you own a club lock. Tell you, I had a few to choose from today, Swanee.
What do we got?
How many keys do you have on your key ring?
Oh
Didn't
my
make
God.
it. It didn't make it.
No, we're not doing that one today.
That is great.
the
And
other one.
also, how many can you identify? I've got keys on there. I do not know.
That's the one too. Well, what room in your neighbour's house can you see into?
The living room. It's very exciting.
Look at
To
this.
see what they're watching.
This is the ones who are not getting up, by the way.
Oh, God, this is going to be unbelievable. If they're
you're
the
on
two also rans.
You're on the run from the law. What disguise would you adopt? I got stuff here, but
So good.
Based on, I try to, bring some news of the week. The other day I mentioned that there's a story about Donald Trump trying to pay one of his lawyers instead of cash. The lawyer confronted him in his office and he said, I've got a horse. I'll pay you with a stallion, right? And then he went into the back and started, rummaging through documents looking for the deed to a horse. The idea that he tried to pay this lawyer with a horse, I just enjoyed a lot. Dave O'Neill, of course, famously did a gig for the Collingwood Football Club, of which instead of getting an envelope or a electronic transfer of funds,
an EFT,
he thought he was getting paid to do a gig. And they said to him, we got something better for you. Don't worry about that. And he goes, oh, yeah, what? And it was a signed Collingwood jumper.
One.
I think it was one, whatever. He did the gig. I think he told me the gig was with Pete Hellier, who barracks for Collingwood. He was wrapped. Dave, barracks for Geelong, not as thrilled.
Used it as a ShamWow.
Feels flat after that one.
So
that is flat.
Have you ever been? My question, I suppose,
because they're not worth anything.
Well,
it's like, you could sell the horse that Donald Trump had and actually there's some value. Nobody wants a signed. Hey, newsflash, nobody cares about signed jerseys anymore.
They seem to
Boomer.
They've fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, they seem to have had its time. There's a saturation point with many things. I often pay people with signed 8x10 photos, but I think that's what they are, glossy, and sometimes they're framed, sometimes they're not. Have you ever been paid with anything other than cash, Dino?
I walked around my neighbourhood looking for odd jobs, knocking on doors, and this one guy got me to clean bricks with a tomahawk. You know how people use bricks, that effect for your driveway?
Yeah.
Looks nice. I had to clean cement off bricks in 36-degree Perth heat, and at the end of it, he took me to Hungry Jack's and said, you can have whatever you want. And then I was like, oh, great, we're getting lunch as well. And then when he dropped me off, there was no cash. He paid me in Hungry Jack's.
A Whopper.
That son of a bitch.
Hey,
it was so hot.
How long did you work for? That is hard
honestly,
labour.
about 3 hours in the sun.
3 hours for a meal.
I'll never forget it because my hands were blistering and he suggested that I pee on them.
All right,
God.
That's taking a bit of a turn now, that one.
Was that the moment that you went, I'm going to get a job that's actually not a job?
Absolutely.
I'm not suited to actual labour.
And here we are.
Anyway.
What do you got?
I've got very boring ones. I've been paid in clothes. Obviously, Priceline don't pay me. They pay me in mascara. Nothing that interesting, but clothes is always good.
Mm-hmm.
If you get clothes, mwah,
Listen,
chef's
have I
kiss.
done the setup enough?
Yes.
When have you been paid in something other than cash?
I don't think we're going to do better than 3 hours hard labour in the Perth sun.
No, that's
with
true.
an axe for a Whopper.
Oh, a horse, though. It's not bad. The deed to a horse.
Pretty good.
What's the phone number, brother?
16 24 10.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Dino, you got paid with choose your own adventure at Hungry Jack's. Choose whatever you want, hey?
For cleaning bricks in the sun.
Mountain Audio, he said he got paid in fireworks once.
Wow, that's good.
Awesome.
Mount, you might need to get in here. That's a lot of fun.
Also, an Ash Gardner, of course, the sad woman. She was paid in exposure.
Have you heard that, Swanee?
Have I heard it? I can't believe I'd forgotten.
It's the worst. It's so soul destroying.
I think it's actually
you know
illegal.
what? I'd rather a Whopper than exposure.
Oh, yeah.
I have offered to settle the bill in other ways.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Never was accepted.
Here's Mount, audio engineer.
Hi.
Well,
Hi, beautiful.
When have you got paid in something other than money?
I got paid in fireworks because when I was working in Darwin, it was Territory Day, and I emceed the fireworks display on the Oval.
Yeah.
So I'd say, the Annihilator, and then would go, and then they paid me $1,000 worth of fireworks.
That's sick.
And then, so what did you do with the fireworks?
Blew them up because it's legal there on the beach.
Oh, that's
So you went back another time with some friends or just on your own?
We just did it then straight after the gig.
Straight after the gig, we went that night and just blew up all the fireworks on a beach.
That's rad.
Legally, because it's Territory Day.
And saying that if you haven't...
And he's out. He's got his hand on the door and he's done.
I always say this, brother. If you need any fireworks, I got an uncle.
Thank you, Mount.
Hey, see you later.
Thank you, Mount. See you, beautiful.
There he goes.
There he goes. It's like a Batman. Nikki from Nunawading. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
When have you been paid in something other than something than cash?
A few years ago, I got paid in a couple dozen bottles of wine, which was a pretty good deal.
It's not bad, isn't it? Swanee?
Was it like commensurate with what you would receive if you were paid in money?
Probably not really. It was to do the logo and the labels for the bottles of wine, and then I sort of got some in there.
That seems like I can.
Not a bad deal.
I can kind of see that, by the way. You know, this reminds me, I won't give away the organisation, but once I did a charity event.
Are you okay?
Yeah. And I thought, out of the goodness of my heart, and and then I was as a thank you gift, they gave me a dozen bottles of wine from their vineyard.
That's dodge.
So you're going. I'm doing
You
a
can
charity.
afford to pay.
I'm doing a charity gig for some joint that's got a vineyard, got their own wine.
Nikki, you've won 6 bottles of wine.
God,
From Zonzo Estate, authentic Italian cuisine out there in the Yarra Valley. It's the perfect drop.
I'm sure like label design and stuff is between $5,000 and $10,000. There better be good bottles of
Jamie,
wine.
when have you been paid in something other than cash?
Well, during lockdown, I thought I would try content creating, and I got sent a weighted blanket that I essentially got to keep.
What do you mean you didn't get to keep it either?
No, well, I did. I got to keep the weighted blanket, but I didn't actually get. I thought I was going to get paid and then give the product back, but I got to keep the product and not get paid.
Lucky duck.
Weighted blankets.
And what sort of content did you create for the weighted blanket?
Me enjoying my weighted blanket.
So you became an influencer?
For one product, yes.
You say you're enjoying your weighted blanket. Is this just you lying down with a weighted blanket on you?
Yeah, you had to do, there was a list of things that you could do, like jumping into the blanket or rolling up in the blanket.
And did you have to do all the rules, like hashtag ad and sponsored?
Oh, no, they put it all together. You just send them all the little videos and photos, and then they make the ad.
You got scammed, mate.
Free blanket.
Jumping into a weighted blanket.
I do love my blanket, though. I'm not
All right,
gonna
you
lie.
don't have to. The message is over now. You don't have to keep selling it, James. It's fine.
Bodies. You're going to go see it. It looks real good. It's in cinemas September 15.
All right, Mark.
This is a good one.
Mark, when have you been paid in something? How are you? What have you been paid in something other than cold hard cash?
Oh, well, I did a job for a bloke on a farm, and I got paid with a motorbike that was in about 1,000 pieces.
Well, that's just a model.
A Lego set is what you're describing.
Wait a minute. Did you sign off on this before you were presented with the deconstructed motorbike?
No, I was doing it for cash.
And he gave you a motorbike in 1,000. What did you say? What do you say?
I said, oh, thanks, mate. That'd be grass. I rethought the motorbike, though, so it's all good, though.
Did it work?
Yeah. Old DT 175, mate.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
Did you sell it?
No, I gave it to my dad.
Oh, this is a lovely story.
Construct it, or did you make your dad put it together as well?
No, he had to do it as well. Give him something to do on the weekends, mate.
So then you paid, and then you didn't pay him cash for that job. You gave him the motorbike.
No, I gave him the bike instead.
Oh, it goes around, comes around. You've got a great laugh, Mark. It makes me laugh.
Mark, would you like some wine, old boy?
Why not, brother?
It's deconstructed.
Says Zonzo Estate, 6 bowls.
It's just grapes.
Another successful Pangs photo.
Oh, you know what a hit.
It's a ripper.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. No JB today. Pang has been in since 6, God forbid.
I'm a judge.
Judge Pang. And now we are thrilled to introduce this guy.
Dr. James Haberfield. You may have heard him on the very special segment, Who Would Win in a Fight? But you can see him now on TV as Dr. James is on The Bizarre Pet Vets. 7 p.m. Sunday night on 9. Here's Dr. Haberfield.
Well, look at this success story.
In the
Chrissie,
flesh.
Sam and Brownie Discovery. Welcome.
Thank you, Chrissie. Nice to be here.
Oh, my God. There's that voice.
You really attack the microphone, don't you? I've always enjoyed having you on the phone, and you'd limp in and we weren't really sure, and then you'd always answer our questions with absolute...
He was always the most professional person on air at that time.
Oh, thank you. That's an honour to hear that.
Dan, I want to go back to the first phone call you ever received from somebody associated with this show. How did that go?
Oh, it started out quite professionally because I think you just wanted help with what had happened to your guinea pig, if I remember correctly. And then
we know what happened.
And then it sort of snowballed into this, this segment
That's
that
right,
got a run.
Coco, the guinea pig who just passed away.
What's his
out
name
of the
again,
blue.
Dino?
Coco.
Well, the guinea pig that Swan murdered.
No, I didn't murder
That's
it.
right. Yes,
it died of natural causes a few days after school went.
Yeah,
back.
a lot of people in organised crime. That's their defence as well. When they say, so and so just died.
They disappeared.
Yeah, of natural causes.
You're so lucky
Shut
I
up
don't have
about
the
it.
grab.
I'm so lucky. One of our favourite duels, hypothetical duels that we've spoken to, and I think it might be the original one. Is that right, Sam? Who would win in a fight? A tiger versus a lion? I can't remember the answer.
Oh, I think we went with the tiger from sheer size, and in that one, that's what I'm going with today anyway. So,
What if the lion? I think I tried to pull you up at the time, but if the lion is of equal size, then what?
No, but you
The
can't
advantage
have
is-
that.
What do you mean?
Because tigers are bigger than
They
lions.
are bigger. You are exactly right, Chrissy. I think that if we had a male lion up against a male tiger or any tiger that was the same size, then maybe it would be a bit closer. But I still think the tigers would probably get the nod. So
okay,
I'm going to stick with that.
By the way, 13 24 10. If you want to put two animals up, call now and ask who would win in a fight. If you'd like to speak to Dr. James,
A snake and an alligator or crocodile, but a big, like a big snake and
Big
with
anaconda.
venom. Yeah, anaconda versus a
But
crocodile.
an anaconda needs time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't
for
it
sure.
A constrictor.
We definitely have seen images of big snakes eating crocodiles. So I'm going to go with the snake if they're of the right size. Yep.
killer whale versus a big great white.
Killer whale. I'm going to go with. Yep, they naturally hunt great whites, I'm fairly sure. So that would be. Yeah. I think they're one of the
What
only
about a
predators.
sperm whale versus a? It's okay. We can say sperm. You don't need to get panicky.
It's a fun word.
Sperm whale again versus a great white shark.
Yeah, great. If they're similar size, I think I would go back to the great white. I think sperm whales don't have much gear to.
Can you imagine a shark the size of a sperm whale?
My God,
definitely scary.
Megalodon, I think they're called.
A megalodon.
Just as an aside, I think there's a few callers, but I just want to decide that you are now a television star. It's called The Bizarre Pet Vets, yeah?
Correct, yes.
And what's this show about? And it's on 9 and also on Stan, is that right?
Yeah, yep. So been on Stan at the moment. Thank you. Yeah, it's very.
And
very
you're
exciting.
in front of the camera.
I'm in front of the camera.
Displaying
You're
this
like the
level
new-
of confidence and professionalism, yeah?
Yeah, trying to. Yep.
You're like the new Dr. Chris Brown. I mean, what an amazing trajectory
Minus the six-pack,
he's
maybe.
enjoyed.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's a show that I think I have a pretty cool job. I like to think I get to do some really cool stuff. So it's been awesome to get that out there and be able to show Australia what we do.
We had a death in the family this week.
Another murder.
Steve Irwin, my
Another
daughter's
murder.
goldfish,
Oh, okay.
died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
On Steve Irwin's anniversary of death. It's
Oh, wow.
spooky.
Bit of a pattern there.
She asked me, should we, when he was sick, should we take him back to the pet shop? And I said, don't be stupid. It's a goldfish. We'll just let him die and then we'll bury him.
Oh, you should have brought him in. We could have done some magic. We see lots of goldfish. So
What? So you would charge me $700 to try and save the life of a $3 fish?
Whoa.
Swanee, question.
Sorry, it's a bad return.
Question,
Sometimes.
Swanee. Question.
It is for a fish.
When you murdered Coco and saw the lights go out, did you smile?
I actually wasn't there when she died.
Sure.
Because she was back at school and out of my
she was
care.
healthy when she was in your
Because
care.
she arrived healthy.
When you bury something alive, traditionally you're not there at the end when the lights go out.
Just let him die and then we'll bury him.
Oh, you should have brought him in. We could have done some magic. We see lots of goldfish. So
What? So you would charge me $700 to try and save the life of a $3 fish?
Whoa.
Swanee, question.
Sorry, it's a bad return.
Question,
Sometimes.
Swanee. Question.
It
When-
is for a fish.
When you murdered Coco and saw the lights go out, did you smile?
I actually wasn't there when she died.
Sure.
Because she was back at school and out of my
she was
care.
healthy when she was in your
Because
care.
she arrived healthy.
When you bury something alive, traditionally you're not there at the end when the lights go out.
I heard her scratching at night.
Oh, see, you just outed yourself there.
Catherine, you have a question for Dr. James Haberfield.
Hi, Dr. Jane. Yeah, just wondering who would win, a chicken or a duck?
It's a good one.
Good question.
Oh, duck.
I've got my answer.
I'm going to go with a duck. I think that some of the ducks are pretty intimidating when they get going, and so I think that they'd have the nod over a chicken. I think.
Sorry, I'm no vet, but have you ever heard of duck fighting? No. Have you heard of cock fighting? Yes.
True.
Oh, good
Very
point,
true.
son.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. I think. Yeah, I mean, if the roosters have got a bit more weapons than the ducks, I suppose,
Well,
but the
that's
sheer
true.
size of the duck would have it. I think.
Catherine was saying backyard hen,
Like an
a
idiot
hen.
An idiot one.
Yeah.
It's an egg layer.
All right. What about Danny? Have you got a question for Dr. James?
Yes, I do. Doctor, tell me, who would win in a fight between a great white shark and a gigantic squid?
Oh, yes.
Very cool.
A shark or a squid.
I think this would be really cool, but I think if the squid was big enough and it could grab the shark, I think that'd be how I'd see that one playing out.
Plus, also, the shark would be blinded by the ink.
Correct. Yeah, very good
so
point.
much ink, like a whole garbage bag full of ink.
Yeah,
and
that's
the shark's
very
like, where did he go? Oh, no, there he is.
Dr. James,
wrapped up.
you're not giving the Great White much credit at all this segment.
It's like you don't even rate it.
I definitely rate it as definitely rate it. I think I've missed the point there, but I think it's same size. If the shark's too big, then I think if the other animals are too big, I think they'd just have it over the shark.
Just been zinged by Dr. James. Stay down.
Finally, Adrian.
Hi, Doctor. Who would win out of a gorilla and a crocodile, but in the water?
Good.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. The venue is important.
But the gorilla's arms are free. It's not up to his neck.
A gorilla
and
a crocodile
in shallow
the
water.
I'm going to go with the crocodile. I think just natural environment, big size.
You hate gorillas. You don't rate gorillas either.
Don't rate them in the water against a croc, baby.
You're the reason they're in danger, aren't you? Okay, what about this one? Gorilla and a crocodile on land.
Yeah, that'd be closer. Crocs is pretty quick, actually. So I think if the gorilla was a big silverback or something, then maybe. But the crocs are pretty phenomenal predators. So
yeah,
I think gorilla and a crocodile is it's a main event on Fox tomorrow night. So you can sign up for that.
Traditional enemies.
That's a really good pairing. That's a really good double up, Adrian. I like that one.
Adrian.
A gorilla versus a crocodile. I'd like to see it.
Everyone's going to go see Bodies, Bodies, Bodies in cinemas September 15.
Anyway, the bizarre
That's
pet
what I
vets.
call my garden.
The bizarre pet
Thanks,
vets.
Dino.
Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
Bizarre pet vets. What's the actual show? What's the actual show
Yeah,
about?
it's it follows our clinic, so it takes us on a bit of a journey, I suppose. We meet the clients when they come in. We get to know their backstories. You get to see their relationships with their pets, which is pretty cool. Like you see these people that just love their lizard or love their fish or any of the species that we see, and then we go right through. You get a front row seat to the operating theatre. You're right there, and then we see what happens. So it's pretty cool.
Have you operated on a goldfish?
Yeah, plenty. Yep. Yeah,
What?
we do. Yeah, we do in the show, actually. I think one of the episodes we have a fish in there. So.
Is it true a koi will grow to its surroundings?
To a certain degree, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We have we saw some pretty amazing cases. Like we had a crocodile that bit the hole through a turtle's head in the first show, and then we sort of there we go. There's a fighting one for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could
Settle
a
that
koi-
question once and for all.
Could a koi grow to the size of a Toyota Camry? Yes or no?
No.
Interesting.
It sounds like that Dr. James Haberfield has operated on as many goldfish as you have killed animals in Coco the hamster or whatever it was.
Guinea pig.
Yeah, they're the
Cavey.
same.
A
They're the
cavey.
same, aren't they?
Swan, what noise did Coco make as she left this realm?
Well, I don't know because I wasn't there. She died at a different premises. She was healthy the last time I saw
Couldn't
her.
hear the screams over. Dr. James Haberfield, we cannot believe we finally got to meet you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
It is a joy.
I'm definitely going to watch this. My daughter is obsessed with animals. She's just
awesome.
going to love this so much.
The Bizarre Pet Vets, 7 p.m. Sunday, September 11 on Channel 9. Thanks for coming in.
This has
man.
got Best Newcomer at the Logies written all over it, Swanee.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. And we want to say a big thank you to a member of the team here at Nova, Ash from reception. 10 years at the helm, and she's quit.
I have quit, and I can't wait to get out of here. That's true.
I cannot believe it's been 9 years you've worked. You've been here as longer than us, but every day that we've been here, it's going to be weird not to see your face.
Yeah, it's going to be weird not waiting for your ASOS packages to arrive. Or
Congratulations. Oh, what do you got for me? What?
secretly texting you when your tailor-made golf clubs are finally here. Every
Right,
day.
yeah.
Ash, are they here yet? No?
Just wondering.
Any? Yeah?
Just wondering.
But it's nice because it means I get to have your phone number in my mobile. So
Yeah, just delete. You'll be deleting that as soon as you get frog marched out of the building.
it all
Ash.
gets wiped, yes.
Ash, I always, think of you, and I think, sometimes radio stations and television stations can be a magnet for unusual people.
Oh, boy.
And you're at the front line. You're the first port of call for these unusual people.
That's exactly right. I call myself the gatekeeper. You have to
Yeah.
really vet to make sure that we're only allowing safe people in the space. So I've seen a lot of oddballs come in over the years. for
Dino
sure.
mentioned someone with a...
Yeah, what happened? What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you?
I love how smug you are. This is exactly your fault. So this was back in 2014. Dino used to be our mornings announcer, which I loved that show.
A real
And
pistol.
You used to put telemarketers to air. It was classic. They would ring to try and sell you internet. Anyway, so there was this guy, I'm going to call him Weird Bob, which is not actually his name, but I'm sure he still listens to Nova, so I want to try and,
this is
detract from any privacy.
Fair
but
enough.
yeah, this Weird Bob character would ring up Dino all the time.
I'll put him on air.
Put him on air, have a little chinwag with him. I actually think he probably had a crush on you because he would call daily, I'm sure.
That's nice.
And he would bring Dino gifts. And Dino and Matt Saraceni, who was Dino's producer, they'd run to reception in a fit of giggles, being like, Ash, Weird Bob's going to come in. We don't want to see him. We're not going to see him. Don't let him come through. But he's going to give us a gift.
Fits of giggles.
Fits of giggles. And I'm like,
Should've been
this
the
is
name of the show.
great. We're inviting the strangest people to the office. So the first time he came in with a gift, it was a pornographic roll of toilet paper. It was like a novelty roll of toilet paper with cartoon naked ladies on the sheets.
Dino's still
and
got
I'm
it.
like, thank you, Weird Bob. This is great. I'll pass it on. And then I give it to you and you roll your eyes. And then the second time he came in with some fairy lights that he'd clearly gotten from the back of his parents' shed. Because I'm sure he still lived with his parents. And I'm like, thank you, Weird Bob. I'll pass this on. That's great. And then the third time Matt comes out, he's like, Ash, Weird Bob's coming in today. We don't want to see him, but just grab whatever he has. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he comes in this time and he's holding, I'm like, hi, Weird Bob, how are you? But straight away, there was a different air and he was holding a green army camo box and everything was fine. Ultimately it was a safe thing, but he'd gotten a cartridges small arms box
It
from
says small arms.
an army refuse store. And I am I don't usually lose my cool out there, but I definitely completely froze. And I'm like, oh my God, did he bring a bomb into the studio? I don't even know what's going on.
Well done.
We
This is
pressed the panic button.
Did
he
you?
got escorted off by police.
Oh
and
my-
I got a cab charge and a bottle of Mount Franklin water.
And what was inside the arms?
It was empty. He was just excited that it was
Exactly.
a salacious item. But
It was harmless.
Look, he's ended up in the bracelets because of your...
It's a witch hunt. Weird Bob was a sweet man.
And I'm like, thank you so much, Dino, for...
Ash,
Weird Bob.
thank you very much for everything.
Yes,
You're an absolute legend.
congratulations.
What is your
and thank you.
plan now?
I'm going to go backpacking around Southeast Asia.
Oh, God, how amazing. You're
I
going to
know,
have the
right?
best
Well, I'm sure you and
time.
Weird Bob will have a great time.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.